What up? This is Robert Horry.
Three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Ooh, stretch it out, Big Shot Bob. Get them old shoulders around working.
I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, what the hell, man? Like,
Sound like a rusty crank turning over there. Oh, goodness. It's a Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog, Brandon Harper. My name is Rob Jenners. That is 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry, stretching out them shoulders. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Did we coordinate? Everybody's wearing white today? Or do you have on white? Is that gray?
No, I got on, it's kind of like a grayish white shirt. Yeah.
I thought we had to coordinate.
Well, no, everybody's wearing white.
You got to coordinate.
Well, we're playing black crime, white crime today, so I hope that doesn't lean into what we're doing on that front. That might be a little bit dangerous, but yeah. How are you, buddy? What's going on, man?
Man, I'm good. Yeah, just chilling, man. Over here in LA, I'm about to say the Dirty South because I go there next week. So we have to do the podcast from the great city of Andalusia, Alabama.
All right.
From Spain, Andalusia.
Nice. Got to get you out on the patio so you can get some decent Wi-Fi in Andalusia. Shit. Now, the question is the internet better at Andalusia or at Rob's house? Because the internet at your house goes out every 5 minutes.
That's what happens when you live in the hills, man. And sometimes the freaking shit just go out, man. I'm like, the other day, I'm like hitting the screen. I'm like, man, is this my internet? I'm like, what the hell, man? So, and I walk outside, and the guys were fixing the internet. It's like, we're trying to make it better.
Dude, those guys are fixing the internet all the time.
Yeah.
No, man, it's
perpetually a man in your yard, just like, we're working on it. Yeah.
You need a dedicated hotspot. That's really what you need, because whenever your internet that you're plugged into is down, you need something else that you can connect to. And this is coming from a remote engineer.
Yeah, I was going to say, Harper's job is to get internet connection wherever we are. Yeah.
Right.
Middle of some golf course in God's green nowhere. Yeah. He's like, I'll get us online.
You need a dedicated hotspot somehow, some way.
Next broadcast from my house is going to be me and Harp sitting in the room. He's going to be fixing the hotspot.
Harp's the man of the yard now. I'm working on it. Yeah.
This is some bullshit, Alado.
We had a couple of interesting signings this week to catch up on, and some news and some stuff we haven't had a chance to talk about because we had kind of a weird week last week. We were in the middle of the All-Star Game, and Harper was at SEC Media Days. And how was SEC Media Days, by the way? It seemed like it was a bit of a madhouse.
Yeah, it was a madhouse, but I mean, that's the SEC. You know, the SEC is king in the South. No disrespect to the ACC, but you know, when you have Georgia one day, Alabama the next, 4 teams. It was 4 days, 4 teams each day. Bringing in, obviously, coaches, bringing in players. You chasing down SIDs, trying to see what the coach's schedule is like, or trying to chase down them to see if you can get certain players. And, you know, everybody's just moving around. And like I said, you have your national media downstairs, and you have all your local media upstairs. So 4 days of 8-hour plus work for SEC Media Days each day.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's cool.
So do the coaches and players come in excited to do media day, or are they like, oh fuck, another media day?
It just depends on the team. I wouldn't say excited. Everybody is contractually obligated to do it, especially the national, do stuff with national media. Now, when it comes to local media, I've never understood this, and maybe somebody has to explain this to me, but for somebody that's almost been working in this industry for a decade, I understand you doing, let's say you're Kentucky, okay, and you come up and your local radio station is there or whatever, and you do media for them. I understand that. But if you're coming to a city like Atlanta, knowing that it's a melting pot of all kind of fans in the South, I think you should also do some Atlanta media too, because you have listeners that are fans of those stations who are also listening and want to hear you. And you have certain teams who'll come in and just do their media and they're gone. And I'm like, this is Atlanta.
Well, Nick Saban used to do that. Nick Saban was infamous for that.
Yeah.
Like, you used to have to fist fight people. Like, he would come in and he would do ESPN National. He would do the SEC Network. He would sit down with Feinbaum.
Yep.
And his flagship station, which I think is Jocks in Birmingham.
Right.
And then if we were lucky, our guy Chuck Oliver here, who's a syndicated college football show, he had a relationship with Nick. He would get Nick.
Right.
And after those 5 interviews, them loafers were on fire out the door, man. Like he wasn't hanging out for anybody else.
Like you got teams, and I get that. That's Nick. That's Nick Saban. I get it, but other schools and other coaches where I would think you will want your fan base in these major cities to hear you speak and hear what's going on with the program. They don't get a chance to hear you. You just book out after doing one. It's like, what's the point of you even being here? I know you're contractually obligated.
Point, I don't know if they want to be there.
They don't, but you got to do it. So they pay you to do things you don't want to do. So it is what it is. So just sit down with major networks in those cities because you have fan bases there, especially in a city like Atlanta.
I'm gonna say this: when I was in college, and Wimp only took his seniors, and when I got the chance to go, me and Spree, I was like, yes, I finally get to do SEC Media Day. I've made it to the top. And you get there, I'm like, hey, forget Shaq. Come on over here, man. Talk to me. And then you get like, because we're, football school, you get there and they were like, so, how you guys think y'all going to win the SEC? I'm like, dude, we've won it 3 years in a row. We're going to win it again this year. And nobody wanted to talk to us, man, because it was fucking Alabama and we won fucking basketball school. They went to talk to Kentucky because they had Rick Pitino. They talked to LSU, Dale Brown. Yep. And it was like, everybody else was like, boo-boo on shoes. They was trying to get rid of us.
And it's so let me ask you the question too, spinning it the other way. You asked if these coaches and the players and stuff are excited for media days. Were you ever excited for NBA Media Day?
I was. I when 2 times when the season starts, because you get to see everybody. You get to see the new uniforms, and if they were changing, you just gotta, it's like, oh, it's time to get it done. Who's ready? And when you do media day at the beginning of the season, you're always checking out to see, like, damn, did he work out this summer? Because, we all like, I didn't stay in LA, so I didn't see anybody. I'm like, he's like, okay, how's Shaq looking? Okay, he's looking good.
How much chicken he eat this summer? Oh, yeah, okay, he put on a few. Like? Yeah.
Let me go see what the new guy, what kind of attitude, what kind of, is he going to be one of these guys I'm like, keep it at arm's length, or he going to come into the fold? So, and then, of course, NBA Finals. That means you've made it to your goal to get to the finals and win a championship. So those are only 2 times you're excited for me. Throughout the season, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do no media.
Yeah.
Do you have to do media after every game? Mm-hmm. Are you obligated to do that?
If you play. If you play, yeah.
And for me, my whole thing was the media. When you've been in the league for a long time, the media, they know who you are just like you know who they are. Mm-hmm. And you always get these ones that come in the locker room that don't know you. And I always say, me, I never did an interview without my clothes on, no shirt on. I always had to get dressed. Right. And you get that one person that doesn't know and they're trying to talk to you, and everybody else is just standing there all looking at that person laughing like, he don't talk till he put his clothes on. Yeah. And he's like, can you? I'm like, I don't talk until I put my clothes on. Yeah. And I was laughing. Now every guy wants to have his chest out, like, here's my tats, here's how ripped I am. I said, no, I'm trying to be a professional and be clothed up. You can't get pictures. You can't see this for free, man. You got to pay for it.
Wow. You got to make it rain to see Robbie's.
Exactly.
Hey, come on now.
That man wanted the OnlyFans with OnlyFans.
NBA locker room OnlyFans. Yeah.
But that's when veteran media members gotta be like, hey, he don't talk. Because my thing is, you rather hear from the media members than hear from the player.
Mm-hmm.
But the media guys like to let those guys twist.
They do.
They like to let that man twist and just sit there and be like, look, what's he doing? What's he doing? Look, watch him go.
Oh, he'll find out in a minute. Just watch.
Yeah, watch Rob hit him with a towel and watch him.
Did I tell you about when my first time in San Antonio after a game, and Manu Ginobili is doing an interview, instead of saying focus, he kept saying fuck us. Whoa. And he was like, yeah, we came out very fuckers today. And I'm looking at the media, and they just standing there like, I'm like, y'all really going to just sit here and let him keep saying fuck us? He was like, Manu, it's focus, dude. Oh, was I saying it wrong? Yeah. And I was like, and they were dying laughing, just like, yeah. So,
hey, Manu, we can't use any of that, bro. We can't use any of that.
Yeah, but that, Manu Ginobili, San Antonio, they'd have played it anyway, because we would know that his accent sometimes and excuse me, in the wording
Yeah,
It'll be a little difficult for him at times.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, a lot of these foreign players deal with that. But,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about some of the news of the week. Stuff that we didn't have a chance to talk about that's popped up that I'm interested to get your take on. Really, it's kind of up to you. Where do you want to start? I think the 3 biggest stories of the week, well, maybe 4, I don't know. Bradley Beal and Chris Paul. Dame. Marcus Smart to the Lakers. The WNBA All-Star Game stuff. I don't know if any of that stuff jumps out at you as something you want to talk about.
I thought the Dame thing was very interesting.
All right, so let's start there. Dame goes back to Portland.
Yeah.
Dame goes back home, signs what's reported to be a 3-year, $42 million deal, which will keep him with the Blazers. And he gets to come in, mentor a young team. He was obviously waived by the Bucks. He cleared waivers, became a free agent. And there you go. So he gets to go home. And he, honestly, everything I saw and read about Dame doing this, he genuinely seemed very happy. Like, he really, really seemed happy. I think his family was happy. I think he had made a comment or something about his daughter saying, like, so we don't have to fly to Milwaukee anymore? Like,
right.
No, sweetheart. So I think, and it was, I think for him, after the way everything went down, it was probably the right place for him to be,
I think it boils down to sometimes family is more important than certain things. And I think this move is probably his last move. You think about it, he got a 3-year deal, and I hope it's not, because he's such a upstanding guy and he's a great player, and we love watching him, do the Dame time thing. But does this say he doesn't care about a championship? You know what I mean? It's like in the next 3 years, Portland is not winning a championship.
I think he realized. I think he tried it. I think going to Milwaukee was the try, and obviously being with Giannis, okay, we have this opportunity. And the Achilles injury was the setback. And now you're looking at it from what they're paying him, how much money he had left on his deal at the time that he got injured, not knowing what Milwaukee was going to do with their roster. Hell, you didn't even know if Giannis wanted to stay. There's so much uncertainty there. So now it's got to kind of be like, well, out of all of these things, we can't. A hurt Dame is going to be out all season, all next season, and then he still had $100 and some odd million with 3 years left on his deal. He's not there to help you win a title.
Yeah, he's there to be where he wants to be.
Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, him getting back to Portland where he never wanted to leave, I think it's a storybook type of moment. They give him a no trade clause because he doesn't want to go anywhere again. He don't want to go. I think he's understood where he is in his career, and I think finishing up in a jersey in which he started in, I think that's where he wants to be. And congrats to him.
Dame, do you even try to play next season, or you just skip it?
Nah, I don't think he plays. I think because he was already rehabbing. I think one of the things that Milwaukee felt some type of way about is the fact that he was rehabbing in Portland. Mm-hmm. But that's where his family is. And I don't know if that didn't sit well with Milwaukee to a degree, or they were looking at that with a kind of a raised eyebrow. But you could clearly see he had been thinking, and Portland is where he wanted to be because that's where everybody was. So it's kind of like, yo, let me go back.
A lot of guys, when you have relationships with certain cities, and if you want, you're going to rehab there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of players that play football at Alabama will come back and rehab at Alabama.
Yeah.
But that was back when Health South was the #1 facility in the country, and it was right there in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you think about, that's home. That's where your family is. That's where your kids are comfortable with. And I think that's why he probably rehabbed there. And I think every player does that. I know, knock on wood, I never really got a major injury where I had to spend an off season rehabbing. But I remember we win a championship. 3 days later, I'm out.
Yeah.
2 days later, we don't win a championship. I'm out. I was heading back to H-Town. So the guys want to get back to their comfort zones because you spend so much time on the road. You want to spend as much time with the family as possible. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy for Dame, but I'm really interested to see if he's gonna be able to get that bug back to say, I want to win a championship. Because Portland is young, they rebuild, and they
are young. But I like him being there as a guy who helped them kind of build that setup, and he gets to mentor some of these young guys. Like he gets to spend some time with Scoot and some of these other dudes, and I think that's good for those guys.
How long he was in Milwaukee? What, 2.5 years?
Something like that.
I think it was. Yeah, it was maybe 2.5 seasons.
How weird is it that they traded him away, and they got everything back in the trade? You know,
you
got Dame back,
you got him
all
back,
the
and
picks
you got
back.
to keep all the stuff you traded for him anyway. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna loan him out to you for 2 years and then bring him back.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing right there.
Yeah, no, they pulled something off there, but
Yeah,
I'm happy for him though. I feel like feel like if anything, he'll enjoy his time. What time he has left in the league. And I think, too, when you look at coming back from an injury, you don't know what that means for the longevity of your career.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're later in your career, like a guy like Dame, not that he's late in his career, but later. You know, you go, okay, I don't know. How am I going to feel coming back from this? Yeah. You know, what's my mobility going to be like? Do I want to, throw 1,000% into trying to win a ring and trying to show out for a team that's depending on me to be? It's like, no, he gets to just play.
And with the stretch provision with his contract with Milwaukee, I think this season he's going to get paid $70 million with his new contract and the stretch provision with Milwaukee. So yeah, I mean,
so he's getting paid. Yeah, so it's not like he's losing a ton here, but you're right, Rob. You look at it from a perspective of trying to win a ring and go, okay, so he probably just put his hands up and said, "We're past."
But did he get all of his money in the buyout?
Yeah, what you talking about? Well, Milwaukee? It's a stretch provision over 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they take what was left of the deal and they stretch it over 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of times in a buyout, you don't get all your money. So I was just wondering if he got all.
No, yeah, he didn't get bought out though. This was a stretch provision where he could be released.
Okay. See, I thought he was.
They
bought
released
out.
him from the team.
It's too much
They
money.
still got to pay him.
Buy
Yeah, the buyout would have been
100 and some odd million.
sideways.
That's crazy.
It would have been sideways.
Yeah, he would have, because he had. Like I said, he had 3 yees and like 150 some odd million left on his deal.
Yeah.
You know what that kind of buyout would look like?
Yeah. 115 million out the door. I mean, come on.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Not all at once. No.
Hey, he didn't Bobby Bonilla that shit.
Well, he sort of did. He did it over 5 years. Bobby did it for what, 30 years?
I think Bobby gets his last check in what, 2030?
No, it's like 2035 or something like that. It's dumb.
July 1st of every year.
We just passed it.
Just passed
Bobby Bonilla Day. You get $1.1 million every July.
Crazy.
That man ain't picked up a baseball bat in 20 years.
Yeah.
He's still getting paid. Well, look, speaking of buyouts, Bradley Beal officially got his buyout. He's done with Phoenix, and he signs with the Clippers. 2 years, $11 million with a player option. The Clippers also, obviously, they signed Brook Lopez in free agency. They got John Collins in that trade, and then they went and added Chris Paul on a 1-year deal. So Clippers are,
I'm glad we talked about this. And this is let me ask this question. Would you rather have Norman Powell or Bradley Beal?
Right now?
Next season.
See, this is the thing that you're going to look at it with recency bias. You're going to look at it from last season.
Well, here's the thing. I think I would lean Norman Powell, one, from a health standpoint. Mm-hmm. Bradley Beal has not. How many games did he play with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant?
Oh, no. Less than 40, I think.
None of them guys were healthy, barely healthy at the same time. That was the whole issue there, is that the availability was not there. So the ability to play together was not there. So even from a health standpoint, I don't know how many games Bradley Beal is going to play, because I don't know if he's going to be injured again.
And that's why I'm saying recency bias. If you look at it from and that's I think where you have to look at it. Last season compared to this season, I don't know, to Harp's point, what you're going to have from him.
Now, if he's healthy,
he played
can score.
31 games last year.
31.
Okay, yeah, so less than 40. But yeah, I don't know what.
I'm sorry, 53 games. 53 games.
Right. So how many games did they play?
Many?
How many games did they play together?
Oh goodness.
It was a lot lower than that. It was a lot less than that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know. I think here's the thing with Norman Powell. I think Norman figured out where he fit in that system and amongst that team very well, and obviously had a great season for it. Will Bradley Beal be able to find his footing quick enough? You know what I mean? Will he be able to make that work?
Well, all healthy, I think Bradley Beal is the better player, because I think he's the better scorer. And Bradley Beal, we shot, 39% from three? I think Bradley's a better shooter. but Bradley's not the best defender, and he can't stay healthy. And then so you got another guy on your team in Kawhi Leonard, who is the face of that franchise, who also can't stay healthy.
And he's never healthy.
So, and this team is older. Most of your main guys are over 30. Or over 35.
I was going to say, man, when you look at Harden, Kawhi, Chris Paul, Bradley Beal.
Beal's 31. Norman Powell's 31 also.
Nicholas Batum is how old?
Yeah. 32, 33.
And the new addition, Brooke Lopez, is 88.
Oh, he's 104 years old. Yeah.
Like this, and I'm not saying this because it's the other team in LA, but this team, I think they looked at the Lakers trying this and said, "Oh, let's try this out too.
Let's give this a shot."
This is the AARP squad.
Yeah, well,
my whole thing is, I prefer Norman Powell.
Okay,
I think some people look at what Bradley Beal was able to do in Washington.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, this dude was doing this and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but he still go. You got to figure out. You said it best. You gotta figure out a role. And I think Norman Powell figured out his role last year. He was averaging 21 points for them.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of things defense on the offensive end. And I didn't understand this move because it's a thing called chemistry in sports. And I thought you had a really good chemistry with Norman Powell. And let's be honest. They took the Denver Nuggets to Game 7. James Harden make a couple of shots in that fucking game. The whole season might be different. We might be looking at the Clippers as the champions right now. But I don't get it. I was like, I want to pick up the phone and say, Tyler, why? I'm like, Norman Powell should have been an all-star.
Yes. Oh, 100%. We talked about it.
You got rid of him? I know it probably boiled down to some money or whatever. At the end of the day, it's some technical things that go in there. And I just think that they got rid of Norman Powell to take a guy that's not as good as Norman Powell.
And that ball is going to be in the hands of James Harden most of the time. Now, James is a phenomenal passer, but, James can score the ball as well. And so now it's about the number of opportunities if you're Bradley Beal to be able to score the basketball, which is what you do best. How beneficial are you to that team when you don't have the ball in your hands? How well do you move?
But isn't he coming in to think about it? I'm just saying that you compare him. Kawhi is KD, Booker is James. And he didn't get the ball with that duo as much as he wanted. You think he'll get the ball with this duo? Because James, he'll play with it. Kawhi will get to put his head down and just bully ball it. And so you like over there like, okay, Chris, get the ball and get me open.
And my thing is, even with Chris, it's not a guarantee that Chris gonna have a whole lot of playing time because
I think he'll be coming off the bench.
Because you got James Harden and who else is what's his name is over there as well as
Bones.
the backup. Yeah,
Bones Highland. Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a guarantee. I think Chris went there knowing that I'm gonna get some spin and I'm gonna get some run, but I'm not gonna get the time that I think I'm gonna get.
I don't think Chris went there with that intention. To your point,
right?
I think it was just nice for him to get a little bit of a homecoming. He spent. Was that the team he spent the most time with in his career? Was the Clippers,
New
right?
Orleans.
Yeah,
New Orleans Clippers. Yeah, I mean, he did the rounds for a minute, but yeah, I think he spent the most time with the Clippers. So I think it's a good place for him to say farewell. And I think that's, if you had the opportunity, and I'm going to ask you this, Rob, because I don't know if this is even a fair question. If you had the opportunity to say, I'm going to play one more year and you get to pick the team you want to play with, don't you want to go back to the team you spent the most time with?
I think
or would you go back to Houston?
Family is. I would have went back to Houston. Because at the time, my family was there, my wife, my kids were there. That's where my residence was, and I had rental places everywhere else, It's just like, oh, this is just a small house I bought, and I want to go back to the big pad where I got space. And so I think for him, he's always owned a home in L.A., and I think his kids go to school. I think one of his kids go to Campbell Hall, but I think that's why he came back to L.A. He's familiar with the organization. They're familiar with him. Everybody said, well, we can go over there with James. I'm about to say James Harden. Go over there with LeBron James. But I think the Clippers is just his best spot, his landing spot, because I don't think anybody else wants a 41-year-old point guard. You know what I mean?
No, it was more for him than it was for the team. Yeah, but he gets to do a nice little farewell tour this year, and people get to give Chris Paul their flowers, and I think it's cool. I think that's what most players want.
So, what number does Chris Paul wear?
In
Because Bradley has 3, right?
Does he?
Yeah,
He
Bradley.
wore
Both
3
were
for
number 3.
years. Yeah.
Who gets number 3?
Oh, they're gonna fight for it. No, I don't know. Look,
Seniority goes.
If I'll tell you what, if I'm Bradley Beal, I just go. You can have 3. I mean, come
I'll
on.
just go to 33.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see who wears what, but we got to talk briefly about the Marcus Smart addition to the Lakers. He gets his buyout from the Wizards. He signs a 2-year, $11 million deal. Former Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know. I like it from a defensive standpoint. I think that's one thing we've talked about a lot. The Lakers need defense. So I don't know. He's been quiet the last couple of years. After making a lot of noise in 2023, we haven't heard a ton from Marcus Smart. So how do you like that addition?
I like it because you got to find a little nasty on that team. With Dorian Finney-Smith leaving, and you look, when I say nasty, you got to have someone that's going to muck up a game. And if you look at that Lakers roster, they have nobody. He's like, he's just going to come out here and cause havoc. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they need. They need some nastiness, someone who's going to, I say this, but I don't think it's going to pop somebody in the mouth.
Or at least the threat of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The bluff, the veil.
I like it. I mean, let's say he won Defensive Player of the Year, in 2022?
I think that's right.
So, I mean, he's not far removed from that. Obviously, he's not old. He's 31 years old. He can still play.
Yeah.
And I think when you have just hearing him talk and having, Luka be a big part of the recruitment to get him in LA, I think that does something to guys. When you have prominent guys like Luka reach out and say, "Hey, I need your help. Come suit up with me."
He said to him, "I want to play with you."
Right, come suit up with me. I think that does something to certain guys when they hear that from superstars and they're able to put on certain jerseys. I think it just kind of revitalizes them, or at least that's what you want it to do, is revitalize those guys, give them a new environment, and then you go out there and see them play like he used to do when he was wearing a Celtic jersey. So, we'll see. But I think it's a good get. I think when you don't have to spend a ton of money to get somebody like this, the Lakers have done a really good job of getting these pieces and not really having to give up anything for it. So it's not a lose-lose type of situation. It's one thing if you had to give up a ton to get a guy and then you just literally bite your nails hoping that it works out. But getting DeAndre Ayton at 26 years old on a buyout and not having to pay him a lot. Getting Marcus Smart, not having to pay him a lot. And then whatever other moves are going to come about in this offseason, I think the Lakers are slowly putting certain little pieces in place. Are they a title contender right now? No, I don't think so. But as a 3 seed this past season with the team they had, are they a playoff team? Absolutely. They're a playoff team.
Yeah. Right now, they're a play-in team.
You think they're a play-in team?
Yeah.
Do you think last year's team is better than this one?
I don't. That has nothing to do with the Lakers.
Okay.
I'm looking at everybody around the Lakers.
Well, who?
Everybody. All right, I want you to think about this. Name me who's the top team in the West right now. If you had to say.
OKC.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
With the Rockets?
Maybe Houston, yeah.
Denver.
They were number 2 last year.
Oh, Denver. Yeah, no, Denver. But what has Denver
were
done?
number 2 last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Denver
Rockets were
Denver ain't
number
done
2.
shit, though.
Denver added some pieces.
Well, they
Denver
added
got
Cam
better.
Thompson. They traded Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But Denver, you got Jokic, and then the number 3 team is the Rockets.
Okay, and then
So let's say Denver. OKC, Denver, and the Rockets are the top 3
Clippers?
teams in the West.
Okay.
Clippers is number 4.
You think the Clippers are going to be the
better
4th
than the
best
Lakers?
team in the West?
Well, Clippers or Golden State, your choice.
Golden State.
From a depth standpoint, I would say the
And
Clippers.
then, all right, now let's throw Dallas in there.
All right, Dallas.
I think Dallas is going to be better than the Clippers.
Dallas is going to be better.
We ain't even talking about the team that skipped the Lakers about the playoffs, Minnesota.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, no,
That-
you're
now-
okay. All
now
right.
you see
all
where I'm
right,
going
all
with
right,
this?
all right. Yeah.
So the Lakers, you're going to have a lot of quote unquote Luka magic for
Lord Jesus.
for him to be good.
Lord
and don't get me wrong, the Lakers are going to be good, but it's not the fact that they got better. Let's say they got better, but the other teams around them got a little bit more, got a little bit better. You know what I mean?
The only thing, and I love what Dallas has done. The only thing with Dallas is a healthy AD, and a healthy Kyrie Irving.
Well, I don't think you're going to – I think Kyrie said something about, like, he'll be ready, like, mid-season or something, and I don't think you're going to –
That's it. Like,
I think you're going to be – if you're lucky, you get him late season, early, maybe playoffs, but even then you're going to get him rusty.
Like, it's the same story. It's the same story in Dallas with AD as it was when it was in L.A. Like,
every place he's been.
So you're – from a team standpoint, and then you're getting Cooper Flag. I love the way their team is built. Don't get me wrong. When they're all healthy, they can contend with anybody. Yeah. And if Cooper Flag turns out to be anything that most of us think he can turn out to be, good luck. You know what I'm saying? But health, attrition,
Well, okay, if you take Dallas out, you still see where I'm going with this.
It's
pretty much a play-in team.
The West is a crowded field. We've talked about that plenty. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because everybody got better. I don't know what to go to. Go to State. They trying to figure out what they can do with Kuminga.
Yeah, at this point they're just
Did the Wolves really get better?
They were good last year. They kind of
stood pat, right?
Yeah, they young, but they can get. Think about it. They re-signed Nas.
Yeah.
They still got Ant-Man. They still re-signed Julius. As much as shit on Gobert. Gobert is a vital piece of that team that works for them.
It stayed the course for them. They stayed the course. They didn't get better, but you're right. Are they better? Are they better than the Lakers though? With the lineup they got,
they lost a perimeter
last year. Yeah, they lost a perimeter.
They lost a perimeter defender in Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's here in Atlanta now.
Yeah, but they had a piece on the bench that was not as good as him, but could replace him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm just saying that I'm not saying the Lakers. If you have to use a scale, did the Lakers move up to get better? To me they stayed pat.
Okay.
Even though they added DA, I think they stayed pat. But everybody else took a step forward to trying to catch OKC. Think about what the Rockets did. Yeah, you think about a lot of people are looking at what Denver did, and I like the moves that Denver did because even though you take Cam, to me is one of the most underrated players out there. The motherfucker can play defense, which is what Michael Porter Jr. couldn't do. He can freaking score. I loved him when he was in Phoenix, and he was one of the reasons they helped get them to the finals that year, and they got rid of him. But I think Denver on the low got better with small pieces. And think about adding that to Jokic, adding that to Jamal Murray.
Here's the problem I have. Yeah. Jamal Murray, it just feels like hasn't been the same since they won their title.
Fat Catton.
He just has not. I mean, he just hasn't been the same. And outside of Joker, yes, I know that's his team. But if Jamal Murray is not going to be the Jamal Murray that we know he can be and what he needs to be, that team can't win another title. I'm sorry. Him and Joker have to be playing their best basketball. And between Jamal's injuries and him being inconsistent, they just haven't. He just ain't looked that guy. It looked like that guy.
Well, he got hurt.
Yes.
At the beginning of the season, so that kind of slowed him down. And I think now people like Tim Hardaway Jr. is gonna make that team a little bit better. What is an interesting pickup they got was he came back, and everybody has a system that fits them. And I know there's a new coach there, and I don't know how it's gonna work out. But I thought Brown. Think about when he played for Denver, how good
Bruce
he was.
Brown?
Yeah, and he went somewhere else. You're like, I thought this motherfucker could play. It's the system, man.
Yeah.
The system can help players out. I don't know if what's going to work, but I think what they did, they reassessed and said, we need to value the guys who do the little things. When they won the championship, they didn't value them. They thought, it's Jamal and Jokic and Aaron. And they got rid of all those pieces. Now they realize, oh, shit, we need those pieces. And they brought a bunch of those pieces back. So I like what Denver did.
Let me ask you something. Hypothetical, and I hear all the buzz and everything that's going around. You hear rumors and stuff. Let's say there's another buyout with a very significant piece. He's not a superstar, but he's a significant piece everywhere he's been. And
ain't nobody buying me out, man. I'm sitting my ass at home.
I ain't talking about you, fool. I'm talking about somebody still playing now.
Only person trying to buy you out is your wife.
Right. That's what you got to worry about. I'm talking about somebody like Drew Holiday, who, I don't know, when he got shipped off to Portland.
Yeah, but he's gonna have Lillard with him.
If he goes to the purple and gold, then I move the needle way up.
I was just gonna ask you where you was gonna move the needle.
Yeah, I move the needle way up.
Is he trying? Let me ask you a question. I haven't heard any of this. Is he trying to get out of that?
I don't think he has a chance, because if that was the case, do you hold out or do you sign Marcus Smart, or you say fuck it, we have both of them on the court at the same time?
You can have both of them on the floor at the same time. Because my thing is, that's two guys who love to defend. And one of the weaknesses that the Lakers have always had, perimeter defense.
Yes.
And I think that fixes your problem tremendously.
They move from the play-in
to the playoffs. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
He got him from the 7 to the 6. Just got him. Just a little bit.
Hey, if health is considered, and God forbid no one major gets hurt anywhere else, it could be a 5, depending on how things situate themselves, because you just never know.
We didn't talk about your favorite team, how good they're gonna be next year.
Who's that? The Hawks?
San Antonio.
Oh.
We didn't talk about them. With Wemby and Fox finally getting the season together.
Wemby has been cleared.
Yes. So I'm just saying how freaking tough the West is.
You continue to just hoard for the West, man. Hoard for the West.
I think that's a play-in team too.
The Spurs?
Yeah, I
think I agree. I don't think they're quite to because of the argument you just made about the crowded West. So I think they could be a play-in for sure, though.
Yeah. I think if they get the right team, they can make some noise and possibly squeak into the playoffs. Yeah. But I think we're gonna see Wemby coming off this, this scare, this blood clot. I think Wemby. Y'all know how I feel about Wemby and seeing his ceiling. I mean, he can literally touch any ceiling, literally. But
he's always on the ceiling. Yeah.
I just think when he really, really hits his stride, because the man at 7'5" shouldn't be able to shoot the way that he does. Like, he just shouldn't. And then if I think he ain't gonna put on no more weight. This is the Kevin Durant syndrome. He's not putting on any more weight. But I do think he is gonna start being aggressive enough in attacking the basket to where I think it's gonna be something. I think it's gonna be something. That's just me.
So since we're on this topic of the playoffs and stuff, is there a team that didn't make the playoffs last year that you think that might make the playoffs? Let's just stay in the West, because
Well, I think we already talked about the Spurs. Who didn't make the playoffs in the West last year?
Suns, Blazers,
Utah.
Spurs, Pelicans, Jazz.
The Suns are interesting with Jalen over there, and Book. They're interesting. But
they would be a low play-in at best, I think, right?
I really think the Spurs would be one of those teams. I do.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else at the bottom of that really did anything.
I'm going with New Orleans, man, because
in the Pelicans?
Yes, because they were hurt all last year.
Yeah,
all their players were hurt.
They're gonna be hurt again this year.
So, I know we be shitting on Zion because he can't be in. He can't.
Nobody's dumping on Zion. We just want to see him play.
He can't.
They've
stay
seen
healthy.
him more in Cafe de Monde than they have on the floor.
Hell yes, they have. They sure have. Your regular table, sir?
Yeah. But you think about it. I don't know when DeJounte's supposed to come back. I don't know how long he's gonna be out. But if he can come back healthy, this team gonna quietly. They might make a couple of runs. I know they don't have what they have, but Jordan Poole, he gonna be back in the West. And my favorite guy, Mr. Slim himself, he gonna be back healthy finally, hopefully. No. And I'm happy for my boy Jones. I said that
Herb Jones.
He signed that big ass deal. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
Now, from a prototypical like perimeter defender and a guy who can guard different positions, I love me some Herb Jones.
Me too.
I love Herb. I love his game, his aggressiveness when it comes to his game. And he deserved his new deal. So salute to Herb Jones. I do like watching Herb play. And in the perfect world, he'd be in purple and gold, but I don't want to be greedy.
Every damn player's come up on the show today. Everybody's been like, what would he look like in purple and gold? Like, come on.
Let me stop.
And here's the thing, too. I will not say a word about New Orleans. After I picked them as my sleeper team last year, I ain't saying shit about New Orleans. So you go ahead, hang your little hat on the Pelicans this year.
I'm not doing
that, man.
I'm just saying they're going to be one of those teams, if they can stay healthy, that might surprise some people.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm going to go San Antonio. If there's a team in the West that didn't make it last year, that's got legit shot to be in the play-in this year, for sure it's the Spurs.
Yeah, I think it's Spurs.
I don't think any of those other teams low rungs. And again, if you made a good
what
case
about
for New
Sacramento?
Orleans, but I don't know.
What about Sacramento?
What do we got in Sacramento right now? I don't know anything about
DeMar
the Kings
over there.
roster.
DeMar. You got
Sabonis still over there.
Sabonis is still there.
The guy who came from the Bulls, the high flyer.
Oh, you talking about Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine. So
That team is
I mean,
well, one, Zach LaVine, can he stay healthy?
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about health with these guys.
Isn't that the whole league?
That's the whole. That's attrition.
Anybody in this league,
it's the war of attrition.
Can he stay healthy?
I just don't think Sacramento has enough.
I don't know if they're deep enough.
In the West. We talking about the West. Like you said.
Yeah, Sacramento's in the East. Maybe this is a different conversation.
Like the West is thick, boy.
Yeah, West is thick, man. Mm-hmm.
You remember? Do you remember back in 2008? I think it was around 2008, and this is when it was the upcoming of OKC. Yeah, when you still had a young
Westbrook, Harden days.
Early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? If you looked at 1 through 8, that the West was so thick then that the Thunder won 50 games and what, an 8 seed. 50, like in the East, 50 of 50 wins to get your top 4 seed. But 50 games in the West, I think that was like 08, 09. And I'm looking like you're a bottom of the barrel playoff team winning 50 games in the NBA. The West was crazy then. And I think we're getting back to that.
To your point, the 2008 Western Conference, with the number 1 seed was the Lakers. They won 57.
Yeah.
Hornets won 56. Spurs won 56. Jazz won 54. Rockets won 55. Spurs won 55. Mavericks won 50. Nuggets won 50.
Crazy.
That was the whole run there. And then the Warriors were the 9 seed with 48 wins.
Crazy.
And in the East, 3 teams won 50 games that year. The Celtics, the Pistons, and the Magic. But the Celtics won 66 games in 2008. That was the year they went on the run. And then the Pistons won 59, the Magic won 52. And the 8th seed that year were the Hawks with 37 wins.
Damn.
Holy, talk about backing into the postseason. You were sub 500.
See what I mean?
And you were the 8th seed.
The East is always going to have that team at the top that it's a big gap between them and number 2. It was like that almost this year with Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland took away with it. Yeah. All right, let's do a few more things, then we'll get to our big shot of the week, and then we'll play our game because we'll kick some of the stuff to the shoot around too. If you want to be with us on Friday, we'll have a little bonus show. A couple things we are going to skip this week that we do want to talk about. I was today years old when I learned that the Summer League winners get rings.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I had no idea this was a thing. Did you know this? I did not know this.
Yes, and I just feel like it's a waste of the freaking money that can go into my freaking pension, and I can get more money in my check. It's some bullshit, man.
Wasting Rob's pension on Summer League championship.
Well, they get one for the play-in.
I don't need no freaking.
I mean, not the play-in, but the tournament.
Yeah, the
in-season tournament. My bad.
Yeah.
So is that a waste of money too?
Yes, that's a waste of fucking money.
The only ring you should get is the one OKC's going to get when you hold that Larry O over your head. That's the only time you get a ring, man.
It's just almost. It reminds me of. I know it's different, but it's the same to me. Getting a fucking trophy for second place. This is the stupidest shit ever. It's like, oh, you get a trophy for participation.
Western Conference Finals trophy. You know what I mean? It's like
stupid shit ever. I'm like, stop it. You know?
Well, they got their, and it was by the way, the Charlotte Hornets get themselves some rings for winning the Summer League. First time they ever won it. Now, I wanted to play this for you because it made me giggle. Like a few days before Charlotte wins the Summer League. Now, again, we've kind of given that for what it is. We understand it's not that great. But Paul George is on his podcast talking about Charlotte and had this to say.
Listen, if I'm a free agency, I'm not picking Charlotte just because there's no winning culture there alone.
Right.
Regardless, Charlotte is an amazing city.
Yes.
Would love to play for it because of the city. Like, I could see myself living there. But in terms of a basketball standpoint, I'm not going out. Like, my career over with if I go there.
My career's over.
I'm going to be honest with you,
go to
PG
Charlotte.
dog. I love your game. I've always loved the way you play basketball. But your career over already, Playboy. You've been hurt everywhere. What did we say earlier, Rob? Paul George should have got a ring from OKC just because he's the reason that team is what they are. He should be thanking Indiana should be thanking him, and OKC should be thanking him. Because those teams are where they are because of Paul George. That's the thanks he should get. But as far as setting himself up for his own ring, sorry, boss. It's over.
Man, and if it's me, I'm at a point in my career where I'm just working out in the summer and I get hurt. I get hurt. I'm like, come on, man, what is this? So I would be just as humble as possible when it comes to talk about any franchise. And don't try to burn any bridges because you never know. Charlotte might get a couple of rings, a couple of picks or something, and they just say, okay, we need this piece. Who is it? It ain't gonna be Paul George.
No, and look, Charlotte just got rings, bud. You ain't got one. At least they got a summer league ring.
Yeah, so I feel bad for Paul George, but like, dude.
Yeah, but don't shit on other teams.
Yeah.
To your point and to Brandon's point, you have. What have you done? What have you done?
But be the GM for two other teams.
Correct. You built the backbone of the two teams in the NBA Finals this year.
Let me tell you what does kind of hurt about the Hornets getting these rings. The Hawks had an amazing summer league and end up sitting a lot of their guys. And I'm like, they were undefeated, I think, just like the Hornets were.
It doesn't matter. You don't care about this ring. I don't give a shit if you win the summer league.
But I want the Hawks to get something.
But
I want them to get something.
As a media member, this is what we're running for the Hawks.
I'm not saying.
I need that summer league ring, which, by the way, is just the NBA logo on it. It ain't even like personalized.
Well, I want them to get something. What do we? In the history of the Hawks, what do we have?
Dominique. A couple Eastern Conference Finals appearances. That's about all I got.
The hardware.
Don't forget Doc Rivers.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't need that.
Don't you forget about Danny Manning.
Who could ever forget about Danny
I just wanted
Manning?
to see the Hawks holding a trophy case or ring case and everybody else getting it didn't matter the ring.
Yeah, I know.
It
I
just,
got
yeah. Just wanted to see
again,
something different.
It's a point of pride. I get it to an extent. But all right, we'll do one more thing and then we'll do Big Shot. And we're going to play Black Crime, White Crime. And there's a reason why. I got a great story this week to start it. I just wanted to briefly touch on the WNBA players wearing the Pay Us What You Owe Us shirts during the All-Star Game. And just give you a few numbers for context. WNBA players make 50 times less than NBA players make just to appear in the All-Star Game. For context, Caitlin Clark on a rookie scale contract makes less than $80,000 a year. The highest paid stars in the WNBA barely hit $200,000.
Right.
Any two-way players in the NBA, they get paid about $578,000. For the WNBA All-Star Game, they get $2,500 give or take for showing up. The winner from an NBA All-Star tournament gets $125,000. So, like, they are as far as the All-Star Game goes in context of the league. Now we've talked about this. We know that they're grossly underpaid, but it's a financial thing with the way the league is.
They're being subsidized by the NBA.
Correct. Now, are they on the up? Yes, I think the last couple of seasons have shown you that this league is becoming more popular. It's becoming more mainstream. It's monetizing better. So I think they're in the right direction.
Right.
Did them wearing those shirts kind of rub you at all a certain way, or do you think it was a fair statement for them to make?
I think, for me, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then not when I say on a level of 1 to 10, maybe like a 1. And don't get me wrong, they should get paid what they owe. And to me, you have to think about how the league started out and how much they were in the hole to start out. And then you got to fill that hole up. And I think, now they're getting to a point where they're getting the recognition they deserve, but they're so far behind trying to catch up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Any business, anything. It's if I put all this money into something, I got to eventually get my money back before I can start sharing the wealth. And I think that's what the NBA attitude is. It's like we sponsored you guys for so long. Now we finally at a point where you guys can make money. And I think in the next 2 to 3 years, the pay is going to drastically change. And I just think, sometimes humbleness is the best way to approach some stuff. And I think them saying that kind of hurt them, on a small scale. Mm-hmm. But it's just me as a person. I think the best way to attack things is with honey, to attract things. And I think with them, and then when Caitlin Clark not playing and stuff like this, it's almost like the LeBron thing. She partly followed, I'm going to come, but I ain't going to play.
They said the viewership dropped when they found out that Caitlin was not going to play.
And she has to know she's Jordan. She's Jordan from 80, when Jordan first came. You have to do everything in your power to help put this league on your back. I know everybody said it was Jordan. Bird and Magic, Kareem, Dr. J. But it got to a point where it was Jordan that freaking put this league on his shoulders. And that's Caitlin Clark. And for her to say, I got to rest my body, it ain't about you resting your body. It's like, do everything. Go out there and play 5 minutes. Because I know you're going to probably go work out and do all these things, but don't work out that day. Go out there in that game and play and get the viewership, because it's not just about you. It's about your daughter, or if you have a daughter that's going to be in the future that's going to try to make the league, your best friend's daughter or something like that. It's the future. You got to look beyond who you are. If you care about the league, it got to be what's coming up next.
Well, she's Jordan until Jordan get there. And we know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord. No, she's Jordan. She's Jordan right now.
She's Jordan right now until the real Jordan gets there.
No, she's Jordan. Oh, you gonna call her Bird because she's white?
Well, that was the whole thing with her and Angel. It was the Bird and Magic effect. It's, Magic and Bird saved the league in 79, bringing their rivalry from college to the NBA. It's the same thing with Caitlin and Angel, bringing it from the national title game in college to now the WNBA. And then some years later, in 84, you had Jordan.
Yeah.
And some years later, who you going to have? You're going to have Juju. So I think this is going to take it to a whole nother level. Now, here's my other thing, and this is something minor that I saw, but at that post-game conference podium, you have Kelsey Plum.
I've got the audio.
Oh, you got it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me play
I know
Kelsey
you had
Plum.
that.
Yeah, I have her here.
The T-shirt, just United Front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
Yeah, she kind of, instead of just trying to do the United Front thing, chose to kind of try and bust Caitlin Clark there for some reason.
Why in the hell would you do that? Why would you say that? Yeah. Sabrina Ionescu was looking at her, shaking her head like
what are you
doing?
I really believe this, and maybe I'm off base, I don't think anyone in that league likes her. Except for the people on her team. I genuinely believe a lot of these women hate her guts.
Kelsey.
Yep. Hate her guts.
Hate Kelsey or hate Caitlin?
No, well, you know how some of them feel about Caitlin. We're talking about Kelsey.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Caitlin. I feel like most of the league hates Caitlin Clark.
It's just
they hate it because they've been busting their ass for years to try and make this game, and all of a sudden, for some reason, she's become like the media focus. She's become the lightning rod. Instead of embracing it to try and make the league better and spotlight and grow, they're all catching an attitude like, oh, we don't like her. And it's like, I really believe that is jealousy, and I swear to you, call me wrong, it feels petty. It feels so petty.
Yeah. And there are stars in this league. When I came in the league, there was a star by the name of, Jordan. And I left the league, there was a star named by LeBron and Kobe Bryant. There are going to be stars that put this league on top of the Christmas tree and be brighter than others. And you just got to accept that. Even on your team, when you were in Vegas, there's a pecking order. Asia was the big dog and you was the little dog. So just let's face it. And that's how the league is. And we can't get mad at that. That's how all sports are. You know, there's not a league out there where you say, oh, that this dude gonna get all the love. This dude, or woman, this person's gonna get all the love. This person's gonna get all the media, but we all benefit from it. Because first of all, we're playing a sport, a fucking sport that we're getting paid for. You know how many people in the world are playing the same sport we're playing for free every day?
For
and
fun.
then you're gonna be mad because one person's getting more love than you? You should be happy because it's called an overflow. That love is gonna overflow and gonna make all our pockets fatter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's petty. I'm sorry, it's petty.
Here's the thing. Basketball is a star sport. We've seen it in the NBA. It's no different for the WNBA. Everybody had a starting point. In the NBA, the NBA had a starting point that has lended them to get to where they are in 2025. Mm-hmm. This is not, I think the NBA is what, $11.3 billion in revenue or something like that. It grows every single year. But they had to start somewhere. It's the same thing with the W. The W is now in that they're like on this runway and they're trying to take off, whatever their takeoff looks like. And while you're taking off, you're going to go through these type of things. You're going to go through these because all of this is new. The money that you're going to come into is new. The recognition that you're getting is new. And with this newness, you're going to have some of these discrepancies and people not seeing eye to eye, but that's part of the process. The NBA still, when you have collective bargaining agreements, which they're going through right now, which part of me feels as though they may have a work stoppage if they can't come to an agreement. This is what you got. Every league has to go through this. The NFL PA got to go through this with the NFL. The NBA PA got to go through this with the NBA. Same thing with baseball. And all of those leagues have had lockouts to a degree at some point because they want certain things. It is now your opportunity with new money coming in, with new eyes on the sport and continued growth of revenue. You got to continue to fight. It's part of the process. You're just in that process now. And you got to understand it's not comfortable, but it just is what it is. When you got that kind of money on the line, ain't nothing comfortable.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know who went out and printed these shirts up and said, "Hey, can we wear these shirts, guys?" You know,
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the shirts because at least there's some form of a united front. What I have a problem with is when you sit at that podium and you sit up there and isolate a player who people already feel a certain type of way about, and now you're going to have media coverage talk about, well, dang, did Caitlin Clark not want to do this? Did she not want this to happen? Now it goes from you standing together with the shirts
to isolating her.
Isolating somebody else when that should not be the topic of conversation.
And she wore the damn shirt anyway.
She sure did.
Right,
Yeah.
but
So
now
you
the
don't
narrative
call
could
it- you
be,
don't call it.
but now the narrative could be, did she want to? Who forced her to do it? Did she not just want to be isolated?
I guarantee you, some players on that squad that's not as was prevalent in the press that didn't want to wear it because they probably like, shit, man, we getting paid a lot of money to play a sport. We didn't have this 8 years. You think about what, think about Cheryl Miller, one of the best players ever played. She didn't have a chance to do this.
Yeah.
She didn't have a chance to showcase her skills in the United States for some money.
Yeah.
And so it's at a point where you got to say, okay, it's just the evolution of the game.
Just what it is, man.
It is.
And they always say, like, they say, like, old school players hate on new school players. It's like, it's the evolution of it. Now, you don't need to have same school players hating on same school players,
Yeah.
Wait till you retire, then you hate on them.
Yeah.
So, man, we should have got paid that when I was playing back in the day, So just appreciate the moment, stay humble, and it's coming. It's evolving, and everybody can see that
it's
better.
on the way.
Yes.
So
yes.
here's the only thing, and this is going to be the last point we're going to move on. I feel like the context of the shirt was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Pay us what you owe us should have said, pay us what we deserve.
Correct.
Because that's pay us what you owe us means is like, we should have been getting paid. And it's like, hold on a minute. You all damn well know the league wasn't doing what it's done the last probably 2 years, 10 years ago. So that's kind of a BS statement. Pay us what we deserve. That's a little bit different because you're right. Now that league is at a point where they're starting to deserve this money. Pay us what you owe us sounds like y'all have been shorting us for 20 years. And if you look at the reality of that, and they all have to know that, Last 20 years weren't profitable for your league. League didn't know you shit. You're lucky the league survived at that point. So you weren't owed anything. You deserve more for sure. And the league, like you said, Rob, we're getting there. We're on that road. It's coming. Pay us what you owe us means like, oh no, you've been shorting us for years.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's while that might be true, you have to know that the financials don't really support that argument.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. So anyway, all right. Let's do Big Shot of the Week and let's goof off and have some laughs. But good conversation. I'm glad we brought it up. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to a Frenchman whose name I'm going to butcher. Foussagnou Cissé of Paris is the man's name.
Sound about right.
Mr. Cissé. Foussagnou Cissé. And here's why. Last week, there was smoke billowing out of a Paris apartment window. There was a fire raging. 2 adults and 4 children got trapped inside. This 39-year-old man stepped out on the ledge, 65 feet in the air, and got around to their balcony and helped all these people out of that apartment while basically hanging off the edge of a damn apartment building 65 feet in the air. Got the mother, a tiny baby, the 4 kids, both adults, off the ledge into his apartment, and then climbed down to safety from there. And, I mean, dude, when I say the video is harrowing, this man is crawling against the side of a building 65 feet up to get these people across this ledge. Bananas crazy. French President Macron invited him as a guest of honor to France's Bastille Day parade last week, and Police Chief Laurent Nunez made plans to award him with a ceremonial medal for his courage and his devotion. Big Shot of the Week, man. That is that's some crazy shit right
Just
there.
the most French you've probably ever had to
I've never
deal with. Outside of some French fries, this is the most you've never had to deal with.
I eat plenty of French fries. I ain't no French people. Yeah. French toast, French fries, no French.
I saw this video, man, and at first the mom didn't want to pass. He's like, no, give me the kids, I got you.
Yeah.
And it's a think about it. He put one slip, and you look at. I kept looking at the video, and I'm looking at his feet. I'm like, this mother just got on some fucking slippers.
I know. That's the other
like,
thing, too. He was in like a robe with slippers on.
Yeah.
He was like, come on. I'm like, bro, I'd put some sneakers on at least. You know,
Exactly.
you're right. One slip, and that's it for you, dude.
Yeah.
You're done. So, I mean, the fact that he did it and survived and helped that family, that's huge. Big shot of the week, Mr. Cissé. And that is all the French we're going to do for the considerable future. All right. Everybody's favorite game returns, black crime or white crime. I have good reason for bringing this back this week. Story of the week. This is going to be the first story in the game this week. I'll be very disappointed in both of you if you get this wrong. This week, this story popped up in my feed. Police were called to a dock in Chicago where a naked man was reportedly hopping on unsuspecting boats and, quote, swinging it around before being thrown off and later arrested. The best line from the whole story was the police dispatch in Chicago. Quote, "We've got calls about a naked male swimming at Diversey Harbor, hopping onto people's boats, and helicoptering his dick. We need officers in the area to respond." That's the police call. Helicoptering his dick was in the police audio. Oh, man alive. All right, so naked man with the one-man helicopter. Black guy, white guy.
Black guy.
White guy.
I'm very disappointed in Brandon Harper. That is 100% white guy behavior.
Oh.
That is 100% white man behavior.
Hey, Harp, tell him why you said black guy.
Because why? Oh, if this is gonna turn into a little dick, big dick joke, I'm out. I'm out all the way. That's it. It show's over.
No, we can move on to number 2.
Show is 100% over.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's right, Pat. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah. Oh, God bless you. Story number 2. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. All right, story number 2. Police were called with a report of a stolen vehicle in a Houston neighborhood. Thankfully, units were in the area responding to a robbery. It turns out the reason they were in the area is they were monitoring that robbery, watching a man use that car to rob that house. So when they responded a few minutes later, the victim's stuff was still in the trunk, and the man was saying, yeah, someone stole my car and must have done something with it. And they're like, we watched you take the car down the street, rob the house, and bring it home. So he told police he was trying to eliminate himself as a suspect by reporting the car stolen, which was full of somebody else's crap. Black guy, white guy.
Black guy.
Black guy.
That is going to be 2 big fat points for both of you. Yeah.
I hate to say that,
Black
bro.
man in a
Come on,
Houston
brother.
neighborhood. I mean, look, I give him credit for trying to be creatively thinking. You know, at least it's like something.
He reported his car stolen.
Yeah, and it was used in a robbery like 10 minutes earlier that the cops were watching him do. So I don't know. It is what it is. All right, story number 3. When you need to rob a bank, you always have to write a note. That's part of being a bank robber, right? You got to write a note. It's unfortunate when you choose to write the note on a piece of paper that is basically a copy of your birth certificate. Dude had a copy of his birth certificate, wrote the robbery note on it, left it at the bank. Police very easily tracked him down and arrested him. Was he a black guy or a white guy?
I'm gonna say white, because I don't know how many brothers got a copy of their birth certificate.
I'm gonna say white too, but that's not why.
I was like, I don't know the reason.
I just bank robbery is a thing that mostly white guys do.
Well, that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're both gonna get a point for different reasons.
I don't know, like, but I mean, to be able to have your birth certificate on you to write on the back of it.
I don't know what the hell he was doing
Come
with a
on
copy.
now.
I don't care, black or white. What are you doing with a copy of your birth certificate?
Right.
Like, who just walks around with that?
Copy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I mean, if I had it, it would be for a specific reason. Like, I'm trying to get a loan, didn't get a loan, and said, well, fuck it.
Right.
I'm robbing this bank.
I just had to get a new Social Security card not too long ago. I'm like, I didn't even have one of those.
Well, there you go. See, there's reasons. Just don't write a robbery note on the back of it. You'll probably be fine. All right, story number 4. Police were called after 3 teens robbed a local convenience store. They were very easily tracked down because one of the 3 comments in the video, in the convenience store video, quote, "It's really hot in here," takes his mask off, stares directly into the security camera before realizing he had to put his mask back on, and the 3 of them bugged out, and all 3 of them got caught. Black kids, white kids.
I am leaning towards black.
Okay.
Cause when it get hot, we gonna let you know it's hot. But damn, it's hot in here. Hold on.
Takes them off.
It's something. And then I can see your friends talking about, damn fool, put your mask back on. Now they see us.
Looking at the camera like,
I'm gonna say black.
Okay.
I'm gonna say black too.
All right. Well, there you go.
Oh,
wrong.
dang.
White kids.
Okay.
White kids.
Yes.
White
Yes.
kids. Don't applaud this. Don't applaud this. Doesn't deserve applause.
Even when we lose, we win.
There's this week's show title. Even if we lose, we win. Oh, that's great. All right, story number 5. 3 to go. A 23-year-old man fresh out of prison decided the best way to get home was by hijacking a semi-truck loaded with 10 shiny new Chevrolet Corvettes worth over $1.25 million. According to Arizona authorities, the man befriended the driver at a truck stop near Tucson, gained his trust, then forcibly ejected him from the cab before speeding off with a big rig with 10 Corvettes on it. Police pursued him. He eventually gave up because the truck wasn't fast enough. He was arrested on multiple felony charges, including robbery and theft of 11 vehicles. That would be the 10 Corvettes and the truck. Black guy, white guy.
I'm gonna go with white guy because it's very rare you let a brother you don't know in your fucking car.
Wow. Wow. We are really skating heavy on stereotypic lines. Oh, my goodness.
Well,
Rob's riding that racial divide, man.
I don't know too many brothers that done stole a big rig.
Eastbound and down.
Loaded up and trucking.
Now it's a Chevy Corvette.
Had 10 Corvettes
if these was some Crown Vics on the back of them, that'd be a little different.
Okay.
I'm gonna say white.
All right. Well, what'd you say, Rob? You said
White guy.
white guy as well. Okay, good. Very, very good for both of you. You're both wrong. It was a black guy. It was a black guy.
We're breaking down these stereotypes
one at a time.
situation
Like the Berlin Wall of racism. That shit's coming down, brick by brick. All right, story number 6. A man suspected of stealing a boat in Florida tried and hilariously failed to evade capture by dressing as a woman. Deputies found the alleged thief sporting a light blue feather-patterned dress, a white cardigan, oversized sunglasses. Unfortunately, the disguise did not fool anybody, and he was arrested. So did the guy who stole a boat and tried to evade authorities dressed like a woman. Black guy, white guy.
If he wasn't anything else, I know he was hot. and all that in Florida.
God.
I go white guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go white guy too.
All right, and there you go. That's a big fat cross-dressing win for the white people. Very good.
When you said stole a boat, this ain't Birmingham, so I think you stole a boat.
Stole a boat. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Andalusia. All right, story number
Well,
7.
no, you remember the guy when that in Birmingham?
Yeah,
the guy
that was on the
dad
dock. They fought. It was like,
Oh, you talking about the dude who threw the hat in the air?
hat in the air.
Oh, I remember that.
And that's when all them foldable chairs went on. They started. They were real expensive at stores because foldable chairs were used to.
Oh, that was good times, man. That was a couple years ago. That was one of the better dock fights I've ever seen, too.
Yeah.
You knew that man was serious when that hat went up in the air.
Yeah.
He took it off, dude, straight up in the air and said, "Let's go." All right, last story. A couple of suspected diamond thieves in Ohio may have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the elevator. A couple here, older couple, 59 and 61-year-olds, smashed through doors and cases, taking everything they could. They tried to hit the stairs, realized the stairs were locked, so they hopped in the elevator, which got stuck at the garage level. They had to call and were eventually rescued by the fire department and then arrested.
Dang.
So who got stuck in an elevator after robbing a jewelry store? Older couple, black couple, white couple.
I'm gonna go white couple.
Okay.
Yeah, this one can almost go either way.
Yeah, this one's really a toss-up. Because you don't bet on the fact that the elevator's gonna get stuck.
Who locks the stairs though? That's a fire hazard.
I think
I thought
this
they
was an
didn't take
after-hours thing, so I don't know.
I figured they just didn't take the steps because they was old.
That's actually a good point. That's probably a good reason.
I'm gonna go. Rob, you went white.
I went white.
I'm gonna go black just for the heck of it.
All right, and the point goes to B-Dog Brandon Harper. It was a black couple. Yeah, sure was. Older black
That was
couple.
just me guessing.
I ain't walking down all them steps.
What you trying to say about black folks?
Nothing. I'm saying the same thing about white people. They were just old.
Hey,
And the key was when you said
ain't gonna
Ohio,
lie.
I'm like,
We do be
Ohio
saying that when
made
it
me
be a
go
lot of
white.
steps. Oh nah, what elevator? We ain't doing this.